Hey, how's it going? Hey, welcome to Bees, Beds, and Boxing, where we talk about bees, because my wife and I are level 1 beekeepers, first year. We talk about garden beds, because that's kind of both of our hobby. We've been doing that about 3 years. And we talk about boxing, because I just like boxing. Like the sport, I've been, grew up with it. So I kind of box and I kind of like it. But we both like cooking. So we're going to be taking things from the garden that are fresh and organic, and we're going to be using them in recipes. So today, now these are not our strawberries. Our strawberries haven't come in yet, but they're looking wonderful. But these are store-bought. So since we're in the spring, kind of, early summer, late spring thing, we're going to do some fresh, well, my wife's going to do some fresh strawberry ice cream. So let me know what exactly you making today.
Okay, so we make a strawberry custard today.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm gonna cut the stove on. I have been making a lot of different types of custards because I think they are delicious. It's better than ice cream because it's more silky, don't you think?
Mm-hmm. Creamier.
And then we are the home of
Ted Drew's.
So
Yeah, custard's kind of a St. Louis thing.
So we need 1.5 cups of milk, and then we use even though the cream is not lactose free, they probably do have lactose free cream.
That's kind of hard to do because cream is so rich. It's kind of hard to take out all the lactic acid or lactic sugars or whatever it is. But
so
if you are lactose intolerant, you might want to take you some of that lactic enzyme. So that's 1 1/2 cup
of milk. And then the equal amount of cream. So it'll be 1.5 cups of cream.
1 1/2 cup heavy cream. Heavy whipping cream?
Heavy whipping cream.
Heavy whipping cream. Heavy whipping cream. Gotcha. Right here.
And then I also already prepped 4 egg yolks. Egg yolks are back here.
4 egg yolks. Took the whites out and they're beaten.
And then I whipped them real good.
Okay.
That's the cup of heavy
That's
cream.
1 cup. Got 1/2 left.
Okay.
That's the 1/2 cup.
That's the half.
And also, I pre-prepared the strawberries for you. So that was 1 cup strawberries that you diced. 1 cup whole strawberries. Right. That you would dice later.
So you can add fewer or more if you want.
So I just went ahead and did 3 full cups of strawberries because I'm also doing some fresh strawberry jam that we're going to do on some strawberry shortcake tonight. So it's going to have strawberry ice cream on the side. So I just did 3 cups of strawberries. You could put as many strawberries in your ice cream how you want it, or as least as you want. But I did soak them in 3/4 cups sugar. And what that does is kind of breaks them down and brings the own natural sugars out of the strawberries. And so 3/4 cup sugar, and I soaked 3 cups of strawberries because you can put as many in your ice cream as you want. So that's the egg.
This is the egg yolk. I added a 1/4 cup of sugar and then I whipped it in. Mm-hmm. So you can see that's like that.
Right.
Okay, and then we need a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, which you add right. I remember in school when you did home ec, they used to be like, make sure you level it off
level teaspoon
with something level.
Right.
Your finger's not necessarily level.
Right. With the back of a knife.
Yeah, with the back of a knife. And like tap it and all that crap. Okay.
What you got the fire on? What is this going to cook on?
This is on medium heat.
Okay, so medium, right?
So you want it to slowly heat up. Mm-hmm. And you don't want it to boil. And you want to keep stirring.
Yeah, don't let it scorch.
You do not want it to boil. You just want it to be a steam arising from the top. It's just hot.
Yeah, high, like a simmer.
And then I like to, I use a whisk because I whisk it really well throughout the process because it makes it more lighter and airier, in my opinion.
Well, that's scientifically too. The whisk, that's what it's for, to incorporate air.
So we bring that so it's cool. So you see the steam coming off.
Right.
I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract to the mixture with the eggs and the sugar.
1 teaspoon vanilla.
Vanilla extract.
And that was how much sugar did you put in that egg?
A 1/4 cup.
1/4 cup.
And then I just whisk that all in there together. Okay, and then we letting this come up to a steam.
Or a simmer. Not a boil. You don't want it rolling or doing like that.
Because if it's like that, you'll end up cooking your egg.
You're cooking.
So
because you got to incorporate this into that egg by what they call tempering.
So I'm gonna let it get up to heat.
Okay.
So the other day I made what was it? Milk chocolate ice cream, and he loved it.
Oh, it was delicious. Still got some of that in the freezer. So you see how the sugar made these nice and decadent. It's gonna bring their own sugar. It's the sugar that we put in, the granulated sugar. It's gonna suck their sugar out of them. Yeah, them look real. But I'm gonna make some fresh strawberry jam out of some of this. And we got some pound cake. And make some strawberry shortcake.
And then I'm gonna be filming like videos for like we have our little date nights on Fridays and Saturdays, and I make a lot of interesting stuff. I love baking. I'm starting to learn how to bake really well, he says anyway.
So she's got a bucket list thing of being a master baker. I got a bucket list of trying to become a sanctioned boxer
and beekeeper. Don't get them.
And yeah, a level or like a master beekeeper.
And right? I want to learn on my own. I want to be able to learn it on my own.
Mm-hmm. So we got a lot of hobbies. We're both empty nesters. Kids are grown, 30 years old, out the house.
We've been married 29 years.
30, yeah, 29, 30. So we got a lot of hobbies.
It takes a while, for it to start steaming. So.
But you see around the edge, it's starting to cook around the edges.
Nothing. So the thing that I'm doing here is basically I'm going to scoop some of this out, this mixture out that's going to be warm. And I'm going to take a portion of the egg mixture, put it in with the warm egg, the warm mixture, and mix it together. And then we'll slowly incorporate it back into the milk mixture here. And it'll make a custard.
So you do that because this is going to be hot. So you don't want to add that egg right into this because it'll just scramble the egg. So what you do is you add a little of this and a little of that egg into a separate pan. Bring them together. Bring it to a warm temperature. Slowly add that warm back into this hot. And it'll bring the hot to warm. And it'll eventually even it all out to where it doesn't scramble, but it just makes a custard. So that's the art of custard making.
You see it's starting to steam. I see some steam coming off. We do not want this to boil. We just want it to steam. And I can see some of the steam starting. So I'm going to cut this back down because I cut it up just to get it to steam. And once you get it to like how you really want it, then you move it off the ice so it stops cooking. I think I saw it steaming. You see it?
It's steaming.
Yeah, you can see the steam coming off. So now you want to move that off. Take it, pour some of this mixture into the measuring cup here. Maybe pour just a little bit back. Okay. And then we take this. And we pour just a little bit the whole time mixing here. Mix that.
So that way you gradually bring the hot and the cold temperatures together so that you don't scramble that egg.
Mix that
you do it a little at a time. So you bring it from hot to warm, and then you add the warm into the hot, and then you eventually you can put the whole thing in. And that's called tempering. And you do that with, I think you do that with what, custards and ganaches and different things like that where you got to add
where you want it to thicken.
Yeah, and you want to add hot into cold. You don't want to clot, you know, the milk, or you don't want to cook the egg. You want them to come together, but you know.
And what makes this different than ice cream is that we're adding eggs. Ice cream, you don't have to necessarily have eggs in it.
Yeah, it's just the milk fat on the ice cream that makes it creamy. So now that should be just lukewarm. And you didn't cook the eggs. So now that'll get mixed back into that without cooking the eggs.
And this is still warm. So again, we want to put it in slowly. Let's turn this down all the way. Then this is like great exercise for your arm.
And you should see when we out there in that garden, we had to move about, what was that, about probably 4 tons of dirt when they did the stack, you know, the pipe here, and they dug it up, a 10-foot hole, so with a backhoe. So we had to take about 4 inches of dirt with a tiller off of that. So we came a long way with that garden out there. Yeah. Dedication.
So we got that all incorporated in there, and then we just gonna keep it going, keep it mixing until you start to see it bubble just a little bit, or that you see that it's starting to thicken. Which you can use the spoon. You just take a spoon, dip it down in there, and if it coats it, it's good. And then once we get this where we want this, where it's bring it up to just a little bit of a boil, we remove this off the heat, and then we add however many cups of strawberries we want to add to it. Mix it in. Set aside some strawberries for the end when we freeze it, so that you can have like fresh strawberries mixed in along with the strawberries that are
sugar coated fresh strawberries.
Yeah.
Okay, so once this gets cool, we'll come back and we'll fold in the stuff.
I still got to put that in.
Oh, the first one.
Yeah,
okay.
We still got to see when this thickens. So this has to thicken. And that probably will take about, 5 minutes or so. And the whole time, use a whisk, and you just keep it moving. Because you see the air bubbles on top of there? I'm pulling air into this. It's going to be airy and delicious. So you do this until you notice it's thickening, or you see it start to want to boil, then you remove it. Add your strawberries in there. You just mix those in. Put it on for maybe a minute or so just to get a little bit of warm going. And then we're going to pour the rest of this mixture into here and then put it in the refrigerator. Cover it with some plastic wrap where it's touching the top of the custard mixture so that it doesn't form a film. And then we're going to run it through the ice cream maker, which we already have our ice cream core in the freezer. And you'll see that in the next video. It's best to I basically just leave my ice cream core in the freezer at all times so that it's always ready, because you got to put it in there anyway and leave it in there for at least 24 hours before it's a good freeze anyway. So.
And it's a good place to store it in the freezer because it's always sterile.
Right.
It's frozen. It's like it's below zero.
If you just you know what, I feel like some ice cream today, you will have it in there
already ready.
So yeah, if you have the space, that is. So you can see it's smoking. You can see some steam coming off the top of this. So it's cooking slowly. And this is have you ever seen the ice cream mixture that they have at McDonald's and you know what I'm saying? The ice cream mixture that's at McDonald's and that you put in the machine, you'll see that this actually looks just like that.
Yeah, it looks like a soft serve base.
But it's actually something that you know what's in it.
Yeah, it's natural.
You know, that's the thing.
It's fresh.
And keeping it going. I think I'm gonna turn it up a little bit just so we can try to get it to thicken faster.
Right.
Because that's a long video when you gotta watch this thicken for 5 minutes.
That's why
So yeah, so like we said, we're gonna add the strawberries, a cup of our strawberries. You already told them how to do that, right? When you cut them, put the sugar, let them sit for about 30 minutes
sit
or
in
so.
sugar for about 30 minutes so they
show
can.
them how much syrup is on those now.
So now that sugar is breaking down with the acids in the strawberries, and look, now it's already becoming syrup.
Right. And we
it was granulated at first.
Cup of that in here, let it boil a little bit.
Yep.
Get that strawberry essence, and then we're gonna remove it, let it cool off a little bit, and then place it in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
So you'll see it once because this gonna take a minute.
So in the next video, we'll have it thickened and cooled, have the strawberries added in, and
we'll show you how it looks once it's thickened.
I probably have made my strawberry jam by then too.
All right.
Okay, see you on the next one. Like and subscribe if you like what you're seeing on here.